Okay, what we're doing here now is I'm building a shovelhead stroker engine. It's a 4 3/4 stroke shovel. Stock 80 inches, a 4 1/4 stroke. So any stroker that's over a 4 1/2 inch stroke, you have to do this step to the for your oil return. So your oil returns from your top end down through the cylinder here and out here, which is below your oil ring or your piston. So as your piston comes down, your oil ring does not come down below your oil return hole. If your piston was to come down below, the oil rings was to come down below here, it would pick up oil, and then as the piston comes back up, then the engine could smoke. So what we do is, on a stroker motor here, you scribe a line a 1/2 inch, 500 thousandths from this bottom surface. You scribe a line here, and then we have to put a 1/4 inch hole in the cylinder right here, in line with this with the return hole. So, like I've already done it on this one here. So here it is. There's a 250 hole that's drilled in the cylinder. And then what we'll do also is there's a tube. I'll get to that step. I'll show you that after. There's a tube that gets pressed into the cylinder here. So that tube, when you press that tube in here, it'll block the oil from returning into this return hole and direct it so the oil will come down through here. And then I'll show you that step after, where we have to drill a hole in the engine case so that way the oil returns through here, through the engine case, and then come in this way here, and that way the oil will return through here. And again, the reason being is that, so like I said, that hole, that original oil hole, will be blocked off by the tube that gets pressed into here. And that way, because on a stroker, like I said, the piston comes down lower and your oil ring won't come down below this far. And that will be your return oil will be below your oil rings, and that's what you want. So I'll get to the step of drilling the holes in your engine case after you do this. But so now I have to do this cylinder here and put the drill the oil return hole in the side of the cylinder here. Okay, what I made here is I got a piece of brake line. I cut a piece off 3/4 of an inch long, and I'm going to put this insert into the oil return hole in the cylinder, and this is to block off the original oil return hole. Now this is where I mentioned earlier in the video how you have to open this hole up to put this insert in here. So this one is already opened up and ready, so I can press this in. Now the object of this, like I said, is once you press this in here, it will block off that hole right there. So anyhow, these are good to Loctite in. Best way to open these holes up is a reamer. If you drill it out, you have an interrupted cut because of the other hole inside there. So a reamer is a good way, the best way I think, to open this hole up here. And this has to be below the surface here. You want it below your gasket surface, just a little bit below. Okay, lining this up here, this is where we're going to put the hole for the new drain hole in the engine case. We're going to go down here. I'm going to use an end mill. We're going to go down 5/8 down, 6/25 down. So once I do that, I end mill this 1/4 inch hole, 5/8 down here, and then after that, I will drill the cross hole that will meet that hole, and that will be the new drain hole. Now what you want to do is, with the cylinder base gasket on here, you want to place the cylinder on the engine case half, and you have to mark where the hole is going to be put for the drain hole in the engine case. So what you do is, like I said, put the cylinder on the engine case half like this, mark that hole, and then we're going to drill that hole. Okay, these are the new oil drain holes for this 4 3/4 stroke stroker shovel. So I put these here. That's the drain hole now from the cylinder down there and out here below the piston oil rings. So that will be the new oil return hole from the top end.